Hi, so let's talk about the grid worker wand. This wand is very universal, meaning you can use it for many different things. It is like the ones they used in Harry Potter. It is an amplification tool, and as well it is source technology. Source technology means that this tool, this technology, is anchored within God Source Eternal. It is sourcing from God Source Eternal. It is an extension of God. It is a specific technology with a specific purpose. The main purpose of this tool is to offer mastery over the quantum field, meaning it allows you to, in a form, be an effect, a cause, to create, to uncreate, to project, to clear, to change energy, to, in a form, manipulate energy, even though manipulation has a connotation of something bad. But you cannot do anything bad with this tool because it is governed and it's operating through what is called source intelligence, which is an expression of God's source, and it's an intelligence which knows eternal divine right order. It is like a consciousness which always computes, calculates the mathematics of life, of creation, of expression, of consciousness throughout all time and space, meaning it always knows divine right order. That one line in which nobody's free will, or let's say nobody's rights, universal cosmic rights, are taken away. So it includes all and everything. When you use this one, it doesn't matter. This is literally how the energy is projected from this point outwards, right? From this point outwards, up there. And you project energy by spinning it clockwise, meaning you're sending energy. Energy always moves in clockwise direction when it's moving forward. If it's moving, let's say, outside of my body, it's still moving clockwise, but just when you look at it from one point, if you're looking from this point towards this, and energy is moving outside of the body, it's moving anti-clockwise. But from the point from where it's moving from, it's moving clockwise, right? You can try this with your hand and you will see what I mean. So you project energy by spinning it clockwise, you clear energy or remove energy by spinning it anti-clockwise. Now, there are some ways in which you can use, but there's no right way, because this is an extension of your consciousness, and it allows you to set intentions and then facilitate them through the consciousness of this wand. Now, usually you could do this through your higher self, through your soul, through your oversoul, through your avatar expressions, or even higher. But not all have access to that. Not all have the capacity. Everybody has access to that, but not all have the capacity to be able to facilitate such facilitation. So this wand is a physical embodiment of this certain technology, which is used for many different things. Now, one of the things that I want to share is anchoring columns of light. Now, those that have not ever, if you have not heard about the Pillar of One, then go onto the YouTube channel and find the video of the Pillar of One, and then learn that first. And that is the number one step. Once you are already in the Pillar of One, you grab the wand, no matter what, with one hand, and you just place it on your heart. And just feel into the consciousness of anchoring the pillars of light. Because this one has this technology inside. It has a very advanced technology of anchoring pillars of light that are anchored within God's source, and that are anchored and grounded into Mother Earth, into organic creation, through the cosmic Katara fields, Katara structures. And just feel. It is a golden light. And if you hold it like this and just allowing yourself to feel this, you will become a conduit of this golden consciousness, and specific frequencies, consciousness fields will start to flow through you, and they will flow into the environment, into the grids, and you can use this for clearing of the space, which is the intention that you are the pillar which is clearing everything. You can set intentions to anchor light and clear the grids, and this anchoring of light into the grids happens naturally and automatically if it is aligned and allowed through source intelligence. And if you want to anchor a permanent pillar, for example, throughout the house, you do the same thing as you do with the pillar of one. But once you're holding this wand and feeling into the golden consciousness, this technology, you can just set the intention. It's enough that you will set a pillar of light, but you can also feel into this technology to feel it more. And you breathe in from Mother Earth light, you breathe in from God's source, meaning you are literally collecting quantum within your heart. And with an exhale, you literally breathe out this golden field, this pillar of light. And it will extend as far, it can extend 10 meters, 20, 30. You can set your intention, or you can set your intention that it extends as far as it's needed. When that happens, there are also certain geometries that come and spur from the center of it and start spinning around within this field. And it's always different. There are spheres, octahedrons, pyramids, dodecahedrons, inside this, and also perhaps maybe other geometries that we don't have expressions for that might need to birth within a specific situation that you are anchoring a pillar in. You can also, once you set this pillar, or even before, when you're setting your set perimeters, I set up a pillar of healing. I set a space of healing, of clearing, of protection, or you can set many different intentions all at once. Play around with it. There is no right way. The pillar will stay there indefinitely if that is aligned with source intelligence. If you're setting a pillar around your house, it will stay there in ways that it is allowed for you, that it doesn't interfere with anybody. These pillars might grow as well as you grow in consciousness. It is literally a field of intelligence that follows you, right? That's following where you are at. So this is one of the ways that you can set pillars. If you're setting it somewhere outside where you live, it might stay there forever. It might stay there for 3 hours. It might not want to anchor. Feel into this. Then other things that you can do is you can heal with this. For example, I'm just going to show you. I set the intention to facilitate healing, and then I just spin it clockwise. And I send energy and facilitate healing. And now I will feel when the energy is done because it will stop. This is just how my consciousness has learned to communicate with this technology. It naturally just stops. Now, if you have trained yourself to use a pendulum, you will know that somewhere in the line you start to feel when it's working, when it's not. So use the wand and start to feel when the energy is working, when it's not working. Because the technology will constantly communicate with you. The more you use it, the more you will know. Either it's working or it's not working. You can project energy into your organs through your hand like this, setting the intention that you're working on your large intestine, small intestine, on your gallbladder or whatever. You can turn it towards your body, or you can imagine that you are working on that organ, because in the quantum field there is no distance. Meaning, if you have intention that you're working on your organ and you're projecting energy outwards physically, it looks like that you're projecting outwards. You're not. You're directly working on the organs, right? You can work on your chakras like that. You can just set intention. I'm working on my root chakra. I am healing my root chakra. Or you can turn it towards your root chakra, or you can turn it towards your hand, or you can use, let's say, a paper. Let's say this is a paper. A big paper, and you draw on it your body, let's say a body, and you draw on it chakras, and you decide, okay, this is my chakra, I'm working on this chakra. And this is what is called quantum entanglement, meaning this item here is quantum entangled with your field, meaning you are projecting towards this item, meaning this is directly working on your body. If you're doing that, if you have a picture and there is a body on it and you decide this body is representing you and you work on it, when you are done, decide that this no longer represents you, right? That you are clearing the quantum entanglement, meaning you create a picture, you quantum entangle it with your field, you work on the field, and then you unentangle it. So nothing can work on that and then directly influence you. Yeah. So no energies, because you have energies in your house and it might not be good for you to have that entanglement. Also know that your higher self will make sure this doesn't happen, but it's important that we know this principle of creation, right? You can always say, okay, higher self, quantum entangle this, right? Quantum unentangle this, or quantum entangle this with me, or whatever. And always be referring to your higher self as the Christ avatar self, which is the 12-dimensional expression of you, which is the highest self of you, which is also the aspect of you that is communicated with this technology at all times when you're using this. You can clear energy centers. For example, I am addressing my root chakra and I'm using my hand to project towards my root chakra, right? But really I'm not projecting because I am drawing out energy. And just with anti-clockwise rotation, I'm just clearing out energy from my root. And you will still start to feel when it's clearing. Okay? Or you can turn it towards your body. You can use, again, the image, or you can just, in space, be addressing your root chakra. You can heal the energy center. You can clear the energy center. You can balance it. You can balance all the energy centers. You can balance your entire multidimensional field. You can realign everything into crystal spiral mathematics with this, meaning you're clearing out the inversions, the incorrect mathematic encryptions within your field, which are causing incorrect inhales and outhales of life force energy. You can do that. You can also facilitate activation of your DNA. You can facilitate activations of certain consciousness fields. For example, I activate within my consciousness the field of prosperity, or the consciousness of prosperity, of the consciousness of joy, or the abundance of wealth, of monetary wealth, or whatever. You can anchor consciousness fields like that into yourself, right? You can transmit them to this. Or you can also clear out consciousness of poverty, of lack, of sadness, of depression, whatever. You can do all these things for yourself and others in divine right order, as it is allowed through Source Intelligence, which is the consciousness field that your Christ avatar is always communicating with. Meaning these are, Source Intelligence is the primary, the Christ avatar is your highest expression, which is working through this tool, right? Like, we have to understand this is a very advanced technology, and there's a protocol that always happens. And really, you don't need to know it, but it's good that you understand how this actually works. Your Christ avatar will know, okay, I want this to come true, I don't want for this to come true. And maybe your Christ avatar will receive an instruction from Source Intelligence that it's better that this happens instead of this. Now, this is also happening in the background. Our higher selves are learning through these technologies as well. All of our higher selves. You can clear grids. You can project towards the ground, towards the grids. Maybe you see them, maybe you don't. Maybe you feel them, maybe you sense them, maybe you smell them. Maybe, you can feel it with your body. However, you can clear grids with this. Clear dragon lines, lane lines. You can clear Hartmann's webs, which are inorganic structures. You can harmonize them. You can clear out your electricity. You can set up technologies, source technologies that prevent any non-beneficial frequencies to come through electricity. You can harmonize EMF. You can clear radiations. You can use it on your food, on your water. If you have an intention to restore the divine blueprint and facilitate everything that is for the highest and greatest good that you need. You can use it to clear out negativity. You can project energy as well. This is one of the important things. When you are clearing something, sometimes maybe the wand might want to spin clockwise because you actually are projecting energy into the item, into yourself, into the being, which is then in turn clearing out energy, right? That can also happen. So always feel like you have a pendulum. You want to say, I'm clearing this, and maybe the pendulum wants to spin clockwise. Right? Feel into it. Learn to communicate with technology. That's how you're going to be the most effective, because you're going to know either this can be facilitated or this can be facilitated. Maybe you're going to get information that something else you might need to change your intention into something else that is more aligned with Source Intelligence that can actually be executed. You can anchor columns of light into rivers to clear the energy of the river, to clear the physicality of the river, to clear toxins. You can set up grids with stones, with crystals and clear crystals, activate them, anchor columns of light into it, connect crystals together. You can correct divine right order within scalar wave templates, which are very, very deep imprints through which consciousness manifests in the dimensionalization. So practice. See what you can activate, what you can facilitate. See what is allowed, what isn't allowed. See what works, what doesn't work. There is no right rule. Perhaps there are certain protocols which I'm going to share in the future of how you can actually express specific commands. Do this, do that, which are also the ones that I have already expressed. But practice, see. Okay, you see something that is manifesting in your life, a problem. I am clearing all root cause that are causing this issue, and you just start to wand. And for me, this would be actually projecting it clockwise, because it's a form of healing that is expressing through the wand. Even though my intention is to get rid of that in my life, in order to get rid of that, I have to facilitate healing of my own consciousness, because the core of my being is the core of my creation, which is creating all of my issues, right? If, for example, I am looking at I have a business, and this business includes many employees. And I see there's a problem of lack of communication. I just set my intention to send it towards my business, which includes all of the people that are in it, which includes all of the energies that are within my business, everything. And I say, I am anchoring communication, clear communication into my business. Or perhaps I'm clearing lack of communication from my business, right? And you feel what you're allowed to do, what you aren't allowed to do. You can also manifest. You have your intention, what you're manifesting, and you're just spinning it clockwise. I'm creating this. And you will start to feel that your Merkabic fields start to spin, because these are the vehicles which are designed to shift realities, to quantum leap as well, to allow you to align into different realities. And you start to spin, and you will feel that energy starts to spin. Faster Merkabic fields start to spin. Google what the Merkabic field is. The top part of your Merkabic field is spinning clockwise. The bottom part is spinning anti-clockwise. And when you spin, I'm creating this, and you feel you're manifesting it. I'm manifesting this vision. You have the vision in your mind. I am manifesting prosperity. You can just express intentions, and you will start to feel. Perhaps you will start to see images. Perhaps you will start to see what you need to do in order to create that. Try it. Practice. There is no set way, because this is a consciousness field. This is an intelligence of God's source. This is a living intelligence. Just like I am an intelligence, just like you are. This is an intelligence with which you can communicate, which will teach you. And once you learn, for example, that you can collapse timelines, and you start to see timelines, you can say, okay, I'm healing this timeline, I'm collapsing it, and all that needs to happen in order to collapse this timeline at the root cause, right? And you can do that. You can retrieve soul fragments, right? I'm retrieving all soul fragments that can be retrieved in divine order from my highest and greatest good. And what will happen, that is a very broad expression. Source intelligence will see, okay, we have 400 timelines that can be collapsed, that no longer serve you because they were perhaps inorganically, artificially created, or you have already learned the lessons but have not fully decided to move through the choices that need to happen. And let's say that is something that can be facilitated for you. This knowledge will see, okay, we need to heal this need to change, like a whole system, like an instruction set comes from source intelligence and starts to be facilitated, and all these things get cleared. Everything gets corrected, and you start to receive back your light that was lost in those realities, if you know what timelines are. So I'm just giving a very broad expression of this is a technology that allows you to operate within the quantum field with very high efficiency. So this is the first part of the introduction of the Grid Worker wand. It is a very powerful tool with which you can do almost everything, or perhaps you can do everything that you have access to. Let's say that. Have a beautiful day, and I will make more videos describing further in-depth, more specific stuff in the future. Have a beautiful day. God bless you.